Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. It's your brother Kevin Muhammad on the West Coast, bringing to you that INJIL as taught by Master Suleiman Rahim, the High Priest, the breaker of the 22 books of Revelations, to bring to us, brothers and sisters, the INJIL, that change that we all knew that would come, but we didn't know the door on how it would come. We had no understanding. We was locked up in a mystery understanding of how God would appear, how the new change would appear, how the new message will come to us. So by being locked up in that mystery, we didn't or we couldn't recognize the truth when it came. So we have one man against 8 billion individuals to give us that truth. The God do not send an army of individuals to break open the truth, to give us revelation. He usually sends one individual that will wake us up. So that's what we have today in Master Suleiman Rahim, brothers and sisters. We have one man to bring a change to us, but we've been so caught up in the mystery God, in the make believe, in the false preachers and false teachers, those who say they stand between God and the people. We've been confused by them, brothers and sisters. We've been confused by the false teachers. And it's many of them, brothers and sisters. Everywhere you go, you got someone preaching and saying that they know God and they stand between God and the people. I think Steve Harvey, who was the king of comedy, and then made it to one of the talk shows, Wheel of Fortune, I think it is. And now he's supposed to be preaching. So, you got people who been in front of you, in front of the camera of the Caucasian, and has become a favorite, has become a regular in your eyesight, a regular person on the platform that was made by the slave master. And now they done got rich on being the king of comedy. They done got rich on Wheel of Fortune. And now the master has set them up in front of the people because now they have been accepted and been in front of the people for numerous of years. And now they're going to start preaching about God, acting like they know God now, and it's going to give you understanding of God. But if they're not talking about the Abraham covenant, brothers and sisters, if they're not talking about our leaving here after the 400 years of our sojourning here, if they're not talking and pushing that program, talking about the promised land, brothers and sisters, and then they're not the ones. They're just the ones that's in the falsehood, preaching the make believe, preaching the program of the devil. And as stated in previous presentations, the world is ruled by devils and plagued by demons. For that is the God of this world, brothers and sisters. The God of this world is Satan, is a devil. That's the God of the world. And the demons that is plagued by is the devil going into, in my case, in our case, the tribe of Shabazz case, going into the black woman and creating a half devil and a half original man, making them a demon. So the world is ruled by devils and plagued by demons. Those are the ones who look like us, talk like us, but have the skin color as us, but have the mindset of their devil fathers. Have the mindset of their devil fathers, brothers and sisters. And this is the point that we got to make clear. This is the point we got to keep in your mind so you can recognize what's before you. You can recognize the false preachers, reverends, deacons, um, bishops, and yes, brothers and sisters, even ministers, such as Minister Farrakhan and all the ones under him, his student ministers and women, brothers and sisters, because the man led the way and the woman followed after the man and start getting the, as I have stated in previous, getting the certificate from the theologian school of the enemy, and they are preaching the program of the enemy, that make believe. Christianity cannot be proven, brothers and sisters. What Master Suleiman bring to us after breaking those 22 chapters in the book of Revelation and unlifting those 7 seals has is bringing to us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, which is killing the falsehood, brothers and sisters, which is killing the make believe, which is killing everything that is not true, brothers and sisters. So it's hard for us to understand. It's hard for us to hear when we have never heard it before. So the change that is that has we've been waiting for has finally came. The change that we've been waiting for, brothers and sisters, that we've been told about, has finally came. And I know you feel that we might feel that, what you mean, Muhammad? Well, it got to do with the Abraham covenant. You got to understand that part of the program first. The Abraham covenant. God told Abraham, know of a surety, your seed will be taken out of its land and taken to a land that's not theirs, and they'll serve and be afflicted for 400 years. 400 years, brothers and sisters. So we, the black man and the black woman in the North American wilderness, have been in this land going on 464 years, brothers and sisters. We got here 1555. It took 64 years to get us to convert or to submit, brothers and sisters, as prisoners of war. This was our prison. The North American wilderness is our prison. And under the symbol of slaves, we've been here 1555, 64 years to break us down, to make us submit, bring it to 1619. The first slave rode off the assembly line in 1619, brothers and sisters. This had to be made clear to you, to us. And then 1619, you add 400 years onto 1619, you get 2019. The end of our prison sentence, brothers and sisters. The end of our prison sentence. And that's when the change would take place. That's when the change would take place, brothers and sisters. The change would take place after the 400 years, 2019. But Master Suleiman has broken the 22 uh, uh, books, 22 chapters of the book of Revelation in 1990, 30 years ago, 1990. And he's been on the internet preaching to us, or whatever avenue he had to give us the ideal, to give us that new version of what the change that was going to take place, brothers and sisters. So we as INJIL warriors heard him. I heard him little under 2 years ago. Little under 2 years ago. So once I heard him, I heard what he was saying, brothers and sisters, and it resonated because he was talking about the Abraham covenant, brothers and sisters. He was talking about our return, our reward after 400 years of our suffering, that we was going to get a reward, brothers and sisters. It wasn't reparation. Our reward was greater than any reparation, brothers and sisters. Our reward was we would get a thorough knowledge of who we was prior to the 400 years of our imprisonment, that we was going to get a reward of after that affliction, after that being servants, brothers and sisters, after we were told to submit as angels. Now, our reward, brothers and sisters, is that we can go back to what we was, but greater. Because now, after that, in the being in the furnace, being in the fiery furnace of the North American wilderness, brothers and sisters, and for 464 years, that our reward, we will come back out with a greater knowledge of self. The analytical, the 10% of the analytical mind that we've been running on for the last 400 years, now we will be shown the spatial side mind, the God mind, the creative mind. And this is what Master Suleiman has retrieved from them 22 chapters of Revelation once he lifted those seven seals and given to us that knowledge of that spatial mind, brothers and sisters. 90% spatial mind, the creative mind, the God mind. The God mind, brothers and sisters, for we are gods. Not niggers, not coons, not jungle bunnies, not under the label that the uh, devil has put us under for the last 465 years. Not that, brothers and sisters. Our reward. And then once we get that understanding, that INJIL, that knowledge, that mathematical thinking, and then there's a promised land for us. Our home, Arabia. Our home, brothers and sisters, that we left 50,000 years ago. That we left 50,000 years ago, brothers and sisters. And there was sand put over that. We left and we put sand to cover up that land so the natural nutrients that's in that land, in that soil, can be preserved. So when we get back home, we'll move that sand like we put it down, brothers and sisters. And that's our milk and honey. That's our throne, brothers and sisters. In previous presentation, I said that the earth expand. I was wrong. I meant the universe. Our universe is what expands, brothers and sisters. Our universe. And because of its expansion, we lost energy. So therefore, Yaku was created to make a new man. So in our energy deprivation, that we would have another man who would be able to, who needed less energy. He was a made man, needed less energy during the expansion of our universe. Therefore, he can keep our civilization. It was a wicked civilization, brothers and sisters, but it was better than no civilization. And then once our universe would extract, then we will be getting our energy back. We will be getting our energy back, brothers and sisters. So Master Suleiman has the answer for us in those lifting of those seven seals, and giving us revelation, brothers and sisters, giving them mathematical understanding of how our brain works. Therefore, we can think back the way as a God, as the creator that we are. And the creation that we have created is this world, brothers and sisters, but not this reality. This is the reality of the made man. This is the reality of the devil, the Caucasian, the made man. That is what we got to understand, brothers and sisters. And that's what Master Suleiman is giving to us today. But we have to download those lectures, and we have to allow it to sink in. We have to hear it and allow it to sink in. So it's just like when you got dirty hands, you wash them, brothers and sisters. When you got dirty clothes, you wash them, brothers and sisters. We have been under the Caucasian for 465 years. So our thinking is dirty. Our thinking is dirty. We've been under the rule of Satan, the devil himself. So therefore, we have a dirty way of thinking. The analytical side of our mind. We've been thinking with that side. We've been trained to only think of that with that side, brothers and sisters. So now it's time to wash it up. And the only one, that's why it states in Malachi that the messenger of the covenant will come and appear suddenly in Elijah's temples as a refiner with filler soap. A refiner is one who tends over a fire, an oven that's heating gold and silver to get rid of its impurities. So the refiners come to pull us out of this serving and affliction in the North America wilderness, brothers and sisters. He's to pull us out, but he have to give us that knowledge. He had to give us that mathematical way of thinking of a God instead of what we have been thinking under for the last 464 years, brothers and sisters. You got to understand this. And this is why those of us who stand with Master Suleiman, I don't know why I heard him and what he said resonated with me and the fellow INJIL warriors. We don't know why we're picked out of the 8 billion people, but we're here. And we are the beacon lights that have to tell you, have to keep it in front of your face, have to keep it in your ears, have to keep it on your mind about the change, the change, the change of the guards. See what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? It's like a change in a day. You see what I'm saying? This is the change, brothers and sisters, of our thinking, the change of reality. Time like you never seen before, unprecedented. Unprecedented times, brothers and sisters. Like the time of when we were fire, as taught by Master Suleiman, and the God was locked in the center of the earth, his fortress. And when he was about to make a change, the fire gods found out about it, and they was trying to get to him because they couldn't understand the change. So the God was working with H2O, brothers and sisters, and when he had to deplete all of the fire gods, he came with the H2O. And in an instance, everybody, all the fire gods was gone. The same with the gender war, with the forming of the moon. The Morphodikes feared the change. They feared it, brother, when the God was going to split from occupying just one body, the male and the female in one body. One God, the concept. And then when it split, the male took the strength and the power, and the female took the beauty. The beauty. You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? So when that change came about, they got killed instantly, the Morphodikes. You see what I'm saying? The blowing up of the separating of the earth and the moon. But as taught by Master Suleiman, this is not going to be an instant transformation, brothers and sisters. The war god, Master Farad Muhammad, is a war god. He's 90% analytical and 10% spatial so that he can communicate with the Master Suleiman. Brothers and sisters, you got to download the INJIL so we can understand the time and what must be really done. The time and what must be really done, brothers and sisters. And only one man. That's what makes him the wisest man on the planet, brothers and sisters. That's what makes him the wisest man. It's not nothing great. I mean, it's great in itself, but it's nothing, there's mystery about it. Because as taught by Master Suleiman, we all had the ability to lift them 7 seals, but none of us had the time. None of us had the patience. And none of us was made for that. That's just my perception. Master Suleiman was made for that. He said he had a inquisitive mind. He liked to solve puzzles. He liked to solve puzzles. So therefore, That's what he did when he lifted those seven seals in the seven seals on the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation, the gospel of Jesus, to reveal to us, brothers and sisters, the INJIL, to lift all the different understanding of the codes in the Bible, to give us a true picture, a true understanding of who God and Magog, who the devil is, what demons are, the parting of the sea, the dragon, the house of Sod, the jinn, all these things, brother. This is what has been revealed to us by Master Suleiman. This is what has been given to us. This is the time of great change, brothers and sisters. And the 17 million from the tribe of Shabazz, we have been deceived so much, we might not hear, brothers and sisters, only 144,000 of the elite is to go back to the promised land, Arabia. The rest of us have to stay here through tribulations. If we fail to hear the message of the INJIL, if we fail to hear the message of the INJIL, brothers and sisters, if we fail to understand the changing time, if we fail to understand the changing of the reality of time, we're caught up in a gravitational vortex in the time of the devil, the time of the made man, the falsehood, the time of where everything is make believe, brothers and sisters. So that's where you get your all your preachers, all your reverends, all your bishops, all those who say they stand in between God and the people. All they have is, brothers and sisters, a certificate from the enemy, from the devil. All they have is a certificate. And that's why they're getting rich, getting 10% from the people, robbing the people of God, making us believe, making us think that we're going to some heaven somewhere when they got telescopes that can see 25,000 light years out and they haven't spotted heaven yet, because heaven and hell is state of mind, state of condition, and state of being. So long as we're caught up in this gravitational vortex of our enemy, of the devil and the demons, and then we're caught up in the falsehood, brothers and sisters. So what the NGO is to pry us up out of that, to get us first in our proper thinking, mathematics, and then to deliver us home. That's Master Suleiman's job. Our job, the 10%, are what we're supposed to be paying. See, because Master Suleiman is not charging you with no money, no gold, nothing. All he needs is our ears so that we can download the lectures. And then with our scrapping and washing up that old way of thinking, that old false reality, that old make believe, that mystery God. And then we can take the step back home to our promised land, Arabia. So, brothers and sisters, that's what we need to do. Download that INJIL and accept the change and then move forward. As I came before you, so should I leave you in the peaceful greeting of Assalamu alaikum.